What do we got? What's going on? What's happening? Where am I? Whose house is this? Early morning stretch. Oh, that is a good stretch. Early in the morning. This is a game from myself and Ryder of Rohan. It was on stream at one point, but it was a good one. So we'll cast it here. Let's go. Vampire Coast for me, the best player in the whole world. It is me. 2 animated Hulks, 3 Scurvy Dogs, double Carronade, Shade Wraith Gunners, 4 handguns, 2 bombers, and then 5 regular pirates. And then I had extra money, so I put Count Noctilus up on his peg leg. Thought it'd be fun, thought it'd be a little silly for the stream. Side Rider Rohan taking Dark Elves like a filthy tryhard. Have some Cold One Knights, 4 Dark Riders, triple Shades, Crone Hellebron, Sorceress of Fire with Burning Head, and then a whole bunch of Bleak Swords and Dread Spears. Shade Wraith Gunners currently firing at Hellebron. Sentries on foot. Might get a little bit of free sniping out. Also, I couldn't see the Shades when I gave them orders because the Shades were stocked. All 3 Shades team up on my poor bombers to get rid of them in one fell swoop. And now I'm just targeting this big old blob of units, so my Shade Wraith Gunner's getting a ton of extra damage, while Noctilus and the Carronades really punish a Cold One Knight. So out of the 2 Cold One Knights, both of them are already quite damaged from my Carronade and Noctilus fire. Handgun mobs keeping the Dark Riders at bay. And the Shades are now fully in view, so I do need to start taking them out. The dog's going to start moving up into position. Try and sneak in to go get those Shades as a Burning Head comes straight through one of my handgunners. We don't love that. The Shade Wraith Gunners, yeah, now they're shooting at the Shades, because, again, they're shooting at Hellebron while I couldn't see the Shades. Handgun mob is going to get charged by Dark Riders. Animated Hulk starting to get into the action. Now use a summon and some dogs to try and break through this gap in the lines to get back there, get onto those Shades. I didn't want to send the dogs out and around because then I was worried the Dark Riders would get on them and it'd be a bad time, bad sauce. Over here, my handguns in the trees fend off 1 Dark Rider assault. There's a 2nd Dark Rider we have to deal with. Vampire Coast, me, ha! Very ahead on the balance of power, as is correct. All is good and correct in the world because I am winning. Shades have pretty solid melee stats, so they'll fight back at Scurvy Dogs well, but I am firing over the top to punish them at the same time. So we are just trying to stall. Have some animated Hulks and Scurvy Dogs trying to stop those Dread Spears from getting into my backline. I'm running out of infantry, so I have to give whatever melee units I have to the fray. So we now have cannons trying to stop Dark Riders. Noctilus also might have to help out with that. He does cause terror on his big old peg leg. Be useful. Some more Dark Riders are held off in the tree. My handguns are starting to fall apart. Noctilus terror out saves me from Dark Riders. Melkos to make sure they keep running. Yeah. Shades are relatively fine. That one's quite injured. The other 2 are at half HP. Hellebron dodges a good bit of my Wraith Storm, trying to snipe her out a little bit. We get more of these Dark Elves routing, because their damned leadership is keeping them in this game. But in 25 seconds, they're all about to lose a lot of leadership. So if I can snipe out Hellebron, they will actually be quite cowardly as far as Elves go. Usually Elves are pretty unbreakable, but Dark Elves are a little more manageable after Murderous Prowess and their Lord dies. Shades getting good damage onto Noctilus. I'm glad they're shooting him and not my precious Shade Wraith Gunners, who are now trying to shoot at Cold One Knights. If I can get them low enough, Noctilus can terror out them again, and I can keep firing for a little bit as the cannons still keep firing across the front line. Really got to get rid of any of these last mobility elements, but the whole Dark Elf army is looking bad on health bars, and Murderous Prowess and Murderous Mastery has officially worn off, so I'm going to dodge a little Burning Head there. So if I could just kill Hellebron, their leadership's going to be a hell of a problem. Still have some healthy Shades. Bleak Swords are all a tattered force. Vampire Coast, me. Ha! Still ahead on the bounce power. Got some Dread Spears routing off from my dogs and animated Hulks. Noctilus is still trying to hold back the front line. And pretty soon here, we're gonna have to go all in on the Hellebron snipe as Bleak Swords charge past. My Shade Gunners need to get a shot off with that Discourage. There we go. That should be enough to tear out those guys, as has been the story for most of this backline defense, is just terror and prey. And Crone Hellebron's starting to chase down Noctilus, who heals himself up. There goes the terror out on those, so I'm gonna get my Shade Wraith Gunners back. We have some handguns here and there. Dark Elves are a completely spent force, so soon I turn all of my guns onto Hellebron at point blank range, hit her with my final Wraith Storm, and Noctilus is just trying to get out of the way of all the guns. Everybody is shooting Hellebron. Light her up! Get her out of here. Get this guy off of me as Noctilus continues to run. Hellebron is not ITP naturally. She's only ITP with Frenzy up, so now that her leadership is low, ITP is worn off, and she can tear her out. Noctilus even going to turn and take the fight in front of all these guns, just trying to create a firing squad for Hellebron. And she starts to run, Ryder realizing she's a bit overextended. Do get her nice and low. My Shade Wraith Gunners unfortunately get attacked by the Bleak Swords, who now are immune to terror routing. They just terror routed, so they'll be okay. Hellebron routes. She's at 500 HP. Still getting poked out occasionally, but she does not die. My Shade Wraith Gunners will die. She used one of her last Gaze of Canes to get rid of another handgun mob, so I'm crazy far ahead of the bounce power, but I know it is a little fraudulent. Why? These two healthy Carronades are going to be shut down very, very, very soon. This handgun mob is going to be shut down. Noctilus has a lot of HP, and he is very expensive. But he doesn't like being surrounded by stuff, and there are still shades to shoot at him. So I'm going after Hellebron. I really need to kill her, and I need to stall for time to get some more healing off. My cannon's also trying to shoot her a little bit, but she officially gets into the woods where the cannons can't reach her. Noctilus is trying to fire after her as he runs, and one of his summons drops out of his butt when he falls below enough HP. That'll fight some Bleak Swords for a hot second. Both my Carronades are dying, and now you can see the bounce power we were just talking about. It's like, oh wait, this might not be as done of a deal as we thought. As Noctilus is still trying to path through the forest, firing while he moves, trying to catch up to Hellebron, who is sprinting away. He is faster, but he appears to be getting slown up by the forest, so she's getting a good amount of distance, but still her leadership is negative, so it's not like she's going to come back. As Noctilus is firing at her desperately, Invocation Heck to heal him back up, trying to clutch back that bounce power a little bit. More Dark Elves are routing, but Hellebron's booking it. 140 HP. Here comes the shot. Nope, it was a fake shot. He sometimes just does that animation without actually firing a cannonball. He did it twice there. 3 times. 4. He hits Hellebron in the back of the head. 4 HP, and she is still alive. Noctilus is forced to walk after only 5 ammunition left as the Dark Elves rally all their forces. They kill the last of my summons, and Crone Hellebron gets taken out by another shot. I am down to 4, but the Dark Elves lose their leadership. They're all blinking on their health bars, and Noctilus turns around. He's like, you want to go, punks? I'll take you. Melkoth's the Shades as he prepares an arm cannon shot. Shades do a lot of damage to me. I don't like that. I am still trying to line up the shot, taking forever to get the shot off. Fires at the Hellebron. 2 for 1. Hits both of them with a little bit of a leadership debuff. Gets those guys routing. A Burning Head onto Noctilus, trying to get his leadership low, I guess. It's not like she has a whole lot to use Burning Head on. I guess I might have summons. No, I don't have summons. I took Melkoth, so yeah, I don't have summons left. You might as well use it. But Noctilus's cannon shots just trying to get everybody to rout. He's like, yeah, no one can take me. I am invincible. 2 shots left for Noctilus. Dark Elves just have no leadership left as they try and get those Shades with ammunition back in the field. But what are these Dark Riders going to do? They're just going to terror out. Invocation Heck to heal up my Noctilus. Dark Riders get a bit of a charge bonus that barely keeps them in the fight. Then they will terror out away. Noctilus is unstoppable. 2 ammunition left as he stomps on those Dark Riders. And this is the first time in history a Necrophect Colossus might be able to fucking do it as he uses a shot. I'm trying to kill that Sorceress of Fire because she actually has the melee stats to be mildly annoying for me. I don't know. Noctilus on his Necrophect Colossus is an inconsistent melee combatant at best. As Ryder dodges my final ammunition, I am now just a less good giant. But I'm gonna wander in. Done. 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 I realize he's just trying to run away from me, so I'm gonna get a charge on these Bleak Swords to try and rout them off. At this point, we're just going with the endgame Skaven strategy of rout all of the low leadership units until they just shatter. And they're useless. Whenever he's not charging me with something, I'm gonna chase the lady, but those Shades are stalked. I don't know they exist, and they all of a sudden pop up. They open up on Noctilus. In comes a big volley. Ouch! That is like 500 HP off, and now I'm surrounded by Dark Riders, so Ryder Rohan timed that very well. His archers revealed themselves just as I was about to get surrounded by mass, and that mass is going to terror out away, but it slowed me down for the Shades to reload so they can get another shot off, and it's nearly impossible for Noctilus to dodge this. Some janky animation made the Shades miss a good amount of shots, but still did about 300 HP. But I get a good shot onto the Fire Sorceress, and I try and path through all these guys, trying to get to the Shades. Everybody's terror routing before me. I can't be stopped, but I'm charging straight into the Shades. That's another 600 HP off. Gotta stop those shade bastards. More Dark Riders coming in. Charge leadership bonus should keep them in the fight for a second. They slow Noctilus down barely. Then they rout, but he starts a super long attack animation. The Shades are gonna get another shot off right into his face. He's lost like 3,000 HP from these Shades in the last 2 minutes of play, but I finally rout them off. Balance power is super far against Noctilus, and he gets rear attacked by that Sorceress down to 1,600 HP. He turns, he hits her in the face. Is he gonna hit again? He hits again! That's the most a Necrofax Colossus has ever hit in his entire life. But I would point out, the balance of power is like that. With the only unit for the Dark Elves in the game is a Dark Rider with 12 leadership. And the game is like, nah, the Dark Rider's got it. I know it factors routing units into the balance of power somewhat, but I do find that funny that it's like, no, that Dark Rider can take you. And I am plenty happy to chase this Sorceress until those Dark Riders get in range. Buy as much time as possible for their Terror Rout immunity to wear off, because if they Terror out, I literally win. On the charge, they lose leadership. And on the charge, victory to the Vampire Ghost. So that was a little intense. That was a little spooky. A little spoopy, if you will. Noctilus did great. My front line got killed pretty quick. My bombers got killed pretty quick. Handguns did fine. Shade with Gunners did amazing. Dogs did okay. Carronades did well. For Rider, Hellebron got nothing done, unfortunately, but the Firecaster was great. Dark Riders were heroes, and they tried their absolute best. Shades did a ton of work, except for, I guess, one that I deleted somewhere, but the other two did great, and then Chaff did fine. GG. This is our puppy. We love this puppy. Yes, we do. She's so good. Good little pup. Boop, boop, pup. Hey, we're running a subathon till 2025. So you should subscribe if you haven't. If we hit 12,500 subscribers, we'll do an ice bath stream where I'll be in a super cold snow and ice bath. Where I have to answer your shitty questions while I'm all freezing to death. Then if we hit 13,000 before 2025, we'll do a build guide for every faction. And if we hit 13,500 before 2025, I will do a 20-hour stream at some point. So here's your promised puppy. Woo, I'm a puppy! Oh my goodness, wow! Wow, I'm punching myself! Roar! Roar! But yeah, here's your puppy. She's good. Look how good this puppy is. Just chilling, showing her belly, because she's nice and she likes belly rubs. Good dog. That's a good dog. She wants you to subscribe because it's free. And then YouTube will recommend us to people. And then people will be like, wow, that's a good channel. And then they'll show their friends. And then we'll be okay. Dog, you are very heavy. Alright, goodbye.